Welcome to SB405D Project Management. My name is Felicia Frida Aiden Aqua. I'll be taking you through this Unit 3, Project Scope Management. Our discussion is going to focus on Project Time Management Activities 2, which is a continuation of the issues we talked about in session 5. So in this session, by the time we are done, you should be able to discuss activity duration estimation for the project, explain project schedule development, and discuss the project schedule control. So to commence or to begin, there is the need for us to be able to estimate the time durations for all our activities. And so this is actually the process of being able to quantify the amount of time that is anticipated for each activity to be completed. So we need to be able to say this activity A is going to take 2 days, this activity B is going to take 1 week, this activity C is going to take 3 days. We need to be able to what? Quantify all our activities. The key benefit is that it lets us know the amount of time we have for each activity to be completed, especially looking into the various inputs that would have to go in for us to be able to achieve that goal. And so estimating your activity durations would need information regarding the scope of the work, the required resource types, the estimated resource quantities, and your resource calendars. These are critical things that would have to go in there if you want to be able to estimate your activity durations. So we're saying that activity duration estimates are quantifiable assessments of likely number of time periods that is required to complete an activity, and such documents obviously they would have to be updated. It may include but not limited to activity attributes, which you made mention of, that each activity has key things that make it distinct or unique, and so you need to have them there. Assumptions are the things that would have to be there or hold for you to be able to get the result you want to get. And developing project duration estimates such as skills levels and availability, as well as the basis of estimation for this duration, all of this are actually going to affect your project, and there's a need for you to be able to constantly update your project documents regarding the estimation durations as well. So to your develop schedule involves the process of actually analyzing activities sequentially, what should come first, what should follow. Now the duration for each activity in there, the various resource requirements needed, the constraints to that activity for you to be able to create the schedule model. All of these would have to be looked at when you are developing your schedule. The benefit of you developing a schedule is that it helps you schedule your activities, durations, resource availability, logical relationships into your scheduling tools, and usually helps you generate a model with planned dates for completing job activities. Your schedule really helps. Honestly, if you're going to do any project and you don't have a schedule, it becomes easy for you to lose track of time and to spend more time and even disrupt controlling over there. So there's a need for you to have your activities and know when each activity is actually taking place as well. So if we want to be able to develop our schedule, there should be a schedule baseline for us. There should be data about the schedule and then the project calendar. If you do this beautifully, you should be able to get some representations of it, especially in the form of charts or diagrams, which is very key in this. You can do milestone charts, you can do bar charts, you can do project schedule network diagrams, which can also help other stakeholders easily understand where you are on achieving what's the objectives of the project. So in achieving your schedule or in developing your schedule, obviously there's the need for activity resource requirement. Each activity has requirements or resource requirement they would need to be able to undertake that activity. And so we said resource leveling can have a significant effect on the type and quantities of the resources which is required. If resource leveling, if the resource leveling analysis changes the project resource requirements, then the project resource requirements are updated. So these are things you'd have to be very mindful of and take into consideration of. Activity attributes we've made mention of before, that these are key things which also define each activity, and you'd have to have them in there. And we're saying that there also comes up the issue about calendars and project calendars. We're saying that each project may consist of multiple calendars, project calendars, individual resource calendars, etc., as a basis for scheduling the project. And you have the risk register, where we want to see the potential things that can go off and how we can mitigate them as and when they happen. And so the risk register may be needed to be updated to reflect new opportunities and threats which is perceived through the scheduling assumptions. So let's move on to control scheduling. Yes, and we've made mention that whenever we're looking at control, we're determining or looking out for the current status of the project schedule as against what we had actually planned on. And we're saying that this actually influences this is actually the influencing factors that create schedule changes. And to determine if the schedule has changed, and then to manage the actual changes as and when they occur. So these are four main things or four main reasons why we need to do the control schedule. To first determine the current status of the project schedule, to look out for factors that have caused some changes, to look out for if the schedule has even changed, and then to manage such changes as and when they occur. And so these are very key in there as well. And so when the project team has carefully performed this function, the following outputs can be achieved. You get a calculated schedule variance or a schedule performance index. You'll be able to get schedule forecasts into the future. You'll be able to do a change request. You'll be able to have your schedule baseline, your schedule management plan, your cost baseline, your schedule data, your project schedule, and of course your risk register. These are all outputs you'll be able to have if you've been able to do a successful control schedule. So we need to then look out for organizational process assets that may be updated, which includes but are not limited to: one, the causes of variance. What is really causing this change? What is not letting us get the actual work on ground to be the same as what we had projected or planned for? We need to look out for these causes. We need to look out for corrective measures or actions and the reasons for such. So if it is in the positive direction, how then do we make it consistently remain so, or even get more results? If it's the negative direction, what can we do to bring it back on point? And other levels, other types of lessons learned from the project schedule control, they would all have to be in there. And these are things we look at when you're looking at the organizational process, assets, update. So in this summary, we've discussed activity duration estimation, we've looked at schedule development, we looked at schedule control, which are all key when we're looking out for project time management. Thank you.